Although Finding Nemo is an innocent and sweet children's movie, overfishing is nothing to take light of. Overfishing means to fish a body of water to such a degree as to upset the ecological balance while destroying the habitats of living creatures. As the global demand for seafood products continues to increase, the intensity of fishing practices and the large yield of fish caught must also increase in order to meet these high demands. For this reason, the seafood industry is the primary cause of overfishing. Overfishing is incredibly damaging to marine ecosystems and has a ripple effect that disrupts much more than just the target species of the catch. Some major effects caused by overfishing include depleting abundance levels of exploited fish resulting in the loss of secondary production, bycatch, habitat destruction, reduced sustainability of the ecosystem, and the invasion of opportunist species due to lost competition. Depleting abundance levels of target species not only affects humans by reducing the supply of fish available for consumption, but it also affects the target species predator by increasing competition for food within the ecosystem. With the increasing competition, there is not a large enough supply to sustain these predators, resulting in a drastic decrease of secondary production. Another negative effect caused by overfishing is bycatch. Bycatch occurs when fishermen unintentionally capture non-target species of fish or other marine life in their yield. For example, Dory is bycatch in this scene of Finding Nemo. Bycatch is responsible for thousands of deaths of seabirds, sea turtles, and other marine mammals each year among other species. In fact, about 20% of shark species are endangered primarily due to bycatch. Growth overfishing is another consequence of bycatch and overfishing. This occurs when fishermen take fish from the water before they have reached optimum size, value, and age, thus reducing the possibility for replenishing the population because the fish were removed before they were old enough to reproduce. These small fish are of no value to fishermen and often end up dying. An additional consequence of overfishing is marine habitat destruction. A common cause of this is bottom trawling, a destructive process that occurs when fishing gear and machinery is dragged across the ocean floor and through natural reefs. Bottom trawling raises plumes of sediment, causing pollution, and it increases the possibility of bycatch. Also, trawling machineries effectively destroy all coral reefs and other bottom-dwelling species in its path. Lost sustainability in overexploited ecosystems is the most damaging consequence of overfishing. If marine ecosystems become unsustainable, the effects are irreversible. Losing sustainability impairs the ecosystem's ability to offer services such as providing a significant food supply for humans, let alone providing thousands of species with the essentials of life. One final devastating consequence of overfishing is the opportunity for invasive species, such as algae, to take over the ecosystem. When herbivorous fish are overexploited, prime opportunity opens for algae to thrive and establish communities. These algae communities cause a ripple effect, first leading to a reduction in coral recruitment, thus decreasing oxygen availability in the direct vicinity of the algae. The algae eventually gains dominance over the coral, causing the environment to be unsuitable to all other species. Overfishing exists off the coast of all 7 continents. Worldwide, fishermen are drying up much of our planet's bounteous fish stocks and severely impacting marine ecosystem stability. Trophic level decline, shown on this chart, is an early sign of decreasing ecosystem sustainability, consequently resulting in barren fisheries. According to the FAO Fisheries Department, 53% of the world's fisheries are fully exploited and 32% are either overexploited, depleted, or in the recovery process. If the current practices of overfishing such as the one in this image continue, stocks of current target species are predicted to collapse by the year 2048. About 80% of the world's fish catch comes from poorly understood fisheries, which have a much higher risk of sustainability loss than well-studied fisheries have. Knowledge of the ecological effects of overfishing decreases the risk of overexploitation and helps protection agencies regulate the fishing industry. The World Wildlife Foundation helped form the Marine Stewardship Council, which sets an environmental standard to classify fisheries as sustainable and gain knowledge on them. The WWF and their partners work to help fisheries qualify for the MSC Sustainable label. Many marine animals have become threatened or endangered at the hand of overfishing. In fact, 5 out of 8 species of tuna are now on the endangered list, along with sea turtles, salmon, and several species of sharks. For this reason, laws such as the Marine Life Protection Act have been established in order to identify these threatened species and prohibit fishermen from catching them or harming their habitats. Bioeconomics combines the scientific and environmental study of biology with the mathematical aspect of economics in order to create a model that supports the correlation between fishing practices and ecological sustainability of marine habitats. Bioeconomic models help indicate which aspects of an environment need to be protected or what fishing practice needs to be changed in order to benefit the environment. Another way biologists attempt to protect target species is by estimating a maximum sustainable yield, or MSY. This is the estimated number of a certain species that can be removed from a stock of animals without having a long-term impact on the stability of the population. MSY is just an estimate and isn't necessarily the optimum number of fish that should be taken out of a fishery, but it gives a good guide on how many fish is too many. For an ecosystem to strive, fishermen should catch a yield below the MSY in order to reduce risk of overexploiting the area. Individual fishing quotas are set as a catch share to restrict the number of fish removed from a stock and to reduce overcapitalization of a fishery, known as the tragedy of the commons. Being aware of the harmful effects of overfishing and knowing what can be done to prevent them is the first step in solving this worldwide crisis. The movement to protect our planet's endangered species and depleted marine ecosystems is just the start to rebuilding strong, sustainable, and healthy environments. For more information on overfishing, check out the sources below. Please share the link to this video to help inform others of the dangers of overfishing and strategies to reduce this destructive practice.